Happy Chanukah. Welcome to our special Chanukah Ruach family service. We hope you have your Chanukah song sheet ready for tonight's celebration. Zoe and I are here in the sanctuary, and our Ruach song leader, Eve Decker, is at home, ready to sing with us and bring joy and song into our celebration. So let's go to Eve for our first Chanukah song, Chanukah, O Chanukah. It's number 6 on our Chanukah song sheet. Please sing along.
Hanukkah, oh Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, let's all dance the hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. A dreidel to play with and latkes to eat. And while we are playing, the candles are burning low. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago.
Thank you, Eve. We have placed the candles in our Hanukkah menorah, which we call, of course, a Chanukiah. We place them in from right to left, and we'll light them from left to right. We always start with the night we're on. So tonight is the third night of Hanukkah. We'll begin by lighting the third candle. The first blessing reminds us that it is a mitzvah, a very special act, to light the Hanukkah menorah. Please join us. It's also on the front page of your Hanukkah song sheet. Ready?
Yep.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Chanukah.
The second blessing reminds us that one of the greatest miracles of Hanukkah is the victory of the few over the many. And it was a miracle that our people, though they didn't have enough oil to last for 8 nights, they trusted that there would be a way to keep the menorah going, and they began lighting on the first night and just had hope. So please sing the second blessing with us now. That's all about the miracles.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim lavoteinu bayamim hahem Bazman hazeh. In many households, we offer a kavanah, a spiritual intention for each night of lighting the Chanukiah. Our spiritual intention for this night of Chanukkah is that our community continues to stay strong and stay together during this challenging time. So now, I'm going to light the shamash. We've said the blessings. Again, we start with the third candle, and then we light the other 2 candles. light of Hanukkah. We stare into the light, and as we do this, we sing Ma'oz Tzur, Rock of Ages. It's number 5 on our Hanukkah song sheet. Please join with us as we look into the light of Hanukkah and sing this beautiful Hanukkah prayer. Ma'osur Yeshuati Lecha na'ed l'shabeach Tikon betefilati L'sham toda nizabeach Le'etachin matbeach Mitzor hamnabeach Azegmor v'shir mizmor Chanukat hamizbeach Azegmor b'shir mizmor Chanukat hamizbeach.
How many of you have dreidels? Raise your hand if you have a dreidel, or just hold it up.
Let's see.
Let's have Eve lead us in the song Dreidel, Dreidel, which isn't on our song sheet, but I bet most of you know it. I have a little dreidel, I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play. It has a lovely body with legs so short and thin, and when my dreidel's tired, it drops and then I win. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play. My dreidel's always playful, it loves to dance and spin. Happy game of dreidel, come play now, let's begin. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play.
I think we have another dreidel song that many of you know as well. In Hebrew, a dreidel is called a sivivon. The song is called Sivivon Sov Sov Sov. It's number 3 on our Hanukkah song sheet. Please sing along with Eve and us.
Sivivon Sov Sov Sov, Hanukkah hu Hag Tov, Hanukkah hu Hag Tov. Sivivon Sov Sov Sov, Hag Simcha hu La'am, Neskaro Hayasham, Neskaro Hayasham, Hag Simcha hu La'am. Turn my top, turn, don't fall. Hanukkah, great festival. Hanukkah candles burn bright, holiday of joy and light. Turn and turn and turn my top, turn and turn and turn, don't stop. Turn and turn although you're small, turn and turn and turn, don't fall. Sivivon so so so, Hanukkah hu Hag Tov, Hanukkah hu Hag Tov, Sivivon so so so.
We are so excited to have with us here tonight our new Rosh Beit Midrash, our new head of school. Many of you have already met her since she has been with us on a few Sunday mornings, but she wanted to introduce herself to you and our whole community. Let's give a warm Beth Chaim welcome to Menorah Shelby.
Hello and happy Hanukkah, Beth Chaim Beit Midrash. My name is Shelby and I am the new education director, and I am so excited to get to join you for Hanukkah. Hanukkah is one of my favorite holidays. When I was growing up, my family had about 20 or 30 menorahs, and we would light all of them every night, and it was so much fun. But right now, my menorahs are in storage. So I do have this one, which was one of my favorites because it's from a musical called Fiddler on the Roof, and it's one of my favorite musicals, and definitely my dad's favorite musical. So I'm so excited to get to know all of you, but for tonight, let's eat a lot of fried food, dance a lot, sing a lot, and have a great time. And I'll see all of you tomorrow morning for our own Hanukkah celebration. See you soon.
Thank you, Maura Shelby. I love your menorah. You know, there's a wonderful song in Ladino, which is a language that was invented by Jews who lived in Spanish-speaking countries, and it's a mixture of Hebrew and Spanish. It's called Ocho Candelicas, which means 8 candles, and it's number 9 on our Hanukkah song sheet. Please sing along with Eve.
Hanukkah linda está aquí, 8 candelas para mí. Hanukkah linda está aquí, 8 candelas para mí. Oh, una candelita, 2 candelitas, 3 candelitas, 4 candelitas, 5 candelicos, 6 candelitas, 7 candelicas, 8 candelas para mí. Muchas fiestas vou fazer com alegria e prazer. Muchas fiestas vou fazer com alegria e prazer. Oh, una candelita, 2 candelitas, 3 candelitas, 4 candelitas, 5 candelitas, 6 candelitas, 7 candelitas, 8 candelas para mí. Los pastelicos va a comer con almendricas y la miel. Los pastelicos va a comer con almendricas y la miel. Oh, una candelita, 2 candelitas, 3 candelitas, 4 candelitas, 5 candelitas, 6 candelitas, 7 candelitas, 8 candelas para mí.
Many of us are familiar of the wonderful music videos of the Maccabees, but before the Maccabees began making Hanukkah videos, there was a famous folk group named Peter, Paul, and Mary. You can ask your parents, maybe your grandparents, about them. Peter Yarrow, who was Jewish of the Peter, Paul, and Mary, wrote what would become a new wave of Hanukkah music. It's called Light One Candle, and it's number 4 on our Hanukkah song sheet. Please join in as Eve leads us in this beautiful Hanukkah song.
Light one candle for the Maccabee children. Give thanks that their light didn't die. Light one candle for the pain they endured when their right to exist was denied. Light one candle for the terrible sacrifice justice and freedom demand. And light one candle for the wisdom to know when the peacemaker's time is at hand. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. Light one candle for the strength that we need to never become our own foe. Light one candle for those who are suffering the pain we learned so long ago. Light one candle for all we believe in. Let anger not tear us apart. And light one candle to bind us together with pieces of song in our heart. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. What is the memory that's valued so highly? Do we keep it alive in this flame? What the commitment to those who have died? When we cry out, they've not died in vain. We have come this far, always believing that justice will somehow prevail. This is the burden, and this is the promise, and this is why we will not fail. So don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears.
Now for our special treat on this third night of Hanukkah, Rabbi Dan and I are going to read the story, one of our favorite Hanukkah stories, Herschel and the Hanukkah Goblins. So sit back and relax or jump around as you listen. It was the first night of Hanukkah. Herschel of Ostropol was walking down the road. He was tired and hungry, but there was a lightness to his step, because soon he would reach the next village where bright candles and merry songs and platters piled high with tasty potato latkes awaited him, or so he thought. But when he arrived, the village was silent and dark. Not a single Hanukkah candle could be seen.
Isn't tonight the first night of Hanukkah? Herschel asked the villagers. We don't have Hanukkah, Herschel, one of them answered sadly. No Hanukkah? How could that be? It's because of the goblins. They haunt the old synagogue at the top of the hill. They hate Hanukkah. Whenever we try to light a menorah, the goblins blow out the candles. They break our dreidels. They throw our potato latkes on the floor. Those wicked goblins make our lives miserable all year long. But on Hanukkah, it's really bad.
Herschel knew he must help these village people.
I'm not afraid of goblins, he said. Tell me how to get rid of them. It's not as easy as you think, the rabbi warned. You must spend 8 nights in the old synagogue. The Hanukkah candles must be lit each night. On the 8th night, the king of the goblins must light them himself. That is the only way to break their power. I'm not afraid, Rabbi, Herschel said. If I can't outwit a few goblins, then my name isn't Herschel Ostropol.
Well, the villagers wished Herschel good luck. They had no potato latkes to give him, so they packed several hard-boiled eggs for him to eat, along with a big jar of pickles. The rabbi gave Herschel a brass menorah and a package of candles and a box of matches. Then the villagers said, goodbye, because nobody expected to see Herschel again. It was long past sundown by the time Herschel had climbed to the top of the hill where the old synagogue stood. The crumbling building was gloomy and dark, and rusty hinges squeaked. As Herschel opened the door, he shuddered. Well could he believe that goblins lived here. He put 2 candles in the menorah, and he set it on the windowsill in the window. He struck a match, and he lit the shamus candle. He said the blessings, and he was about to light the other candle when he heard a voice.
Hey, what are you doing?
Herschel turned around. Here was a goblin no bigger than a horsefly, with a long pointy tail and 2 little tiny bat's wings hovering in the air.
Oh, why, I'm lighting Hanukkah candles, Herschel said. Tonight is the first night of Hanukkah. Oh, no, it's not. We don't allow Hanukkah, not around here. Is that so? Said Herschel. Who's going to stop me? A little pipsqueak like you? I may be little, but I'm strong, said the goblin. Really? Well, can you crush rocks in your hand?
The goblin laughed.
Crush rocks? You're joking. Nobody's that strong. I am. Watch.
Herschel took a hard-boiled egg from his pocket, and he squeezed it until the yolk and the white ran through his fingers.
That's how hard I'm going to squeeze you if you try to stop me from lighting these candles.
The little goblin's eyes opened wide, since in the dim light, the egg looked exactly like a rock. The little goblin shook with fear.
You leave me alone, the goblin squeaked. All right. Gladly, said Herschel, if you let me light my candles in peace. All right, said the goblin. One night won't make a difference, but you better not be here tomorrow. Big, scary goblins are coming. Much bigger than I. If they catch you lighting Hanukkah candles, you'll be sorry. We'll see all about that, Herschel said to himself.
And he lit the first candle. On the second night, another goblin appeared. This one was big and fat and waddled like a goose. Herschel was finishing his dinner of pickles and hard-boiled eggs.
Have some pickles, he said to the goblin. Oh, pickles? Here, catch.
Herschel tossed him a sour pickle. The goblin caught it in his mouth and swallowed it whole.
Pickles are good. Do you like them? I have plenty in this jar. Take all you want.
The greedy goblin grabbed as many pickles as his claws could hold, but when he tried to pull his fist out of the jar, he couldn't.
I'm stuck, the goblin shouted. You put a spell on this jar to hold me fast. That's right, Herschel said, laughing. And it's a very powerful spell. You came here tonight to stop me from lighting Hanukkah candles. So now I'm going to light them while you stand with your hand in that jar and watch. How do you like that? Oh, no! No! The goblin screamed. I hate Hanukkah! Too bad. You'll have to get used to it.
Herschel said the blessings and lit the candles slowly. Then he sang all of his favorite Hanukkah songs. The goblin wailed and carried on so much that Herschel finally decided to let him go.
Shall I tell you how to break the spell? Yes, I can't stand it anymore. Let go of the pickles. Your greed is the only spell holding you prisoner.
The goblin let go of the pickles, and his hand slipped right out of the jar easily. How that goblin raged! He had stood with his hand in a pickle jar while Herschel lit Hanukkah candles right under his nose. The furious goblin stamped his foot so hard that he shattered into 1,000,000 pieces, and the wind blew them away. Then the third night came. Herschel felt something watching him as he set the candles in the menorah. Instead of lighting them, he began playing with the dreidel. An hour passed. Herschel looked up. Sitting across the table from him was another goblin. This one had a fiery red face and 2 enormous horns.
It's getting late,
The goblin said.
When are you going to light the candles? Later. There's plenty of time. Herschel spun his dreidel. And this is more fun. What are you playing with? The goblin asked. It looks like a top. It's a dreidel. Don't you know about dreidels? No. Oh, too bad. Dreidels are a lot of fun. You can also make lots of money if you know how to play. Really?
The goblin was interested now. All goblins like money, and this one was no exception.
How do you play? It's very simple, Herschel said. But, you see, you must have gold. That's the first rule. I have plenty. Is this enough?
And the goblin poured a pile of gold coins onto the table.
Oh, that's fine, Herschel said. Now, listen carefully now. This letter is shin. If it comes up, you give me a handful of gold. This letter is hay. If it comes up, you give me half your gold. This one, gimel. If the dreidel falls on this letter, well, you give me all of your gold. Understand? Wait, there's one letter left. What about that one? Oh, yes, that's a nun. If the dreidel falls on nun, I don't give you anything. Ready? Let's play. You go first.
The goblin spun the dreidel. The little top whirled round and round. When it fell, the letter on top was shin.
Oh, too bad, Herschel said, taking a big handful of the goblin's gold. Try again. Maybe you'll have better luck.
The goblin spun the dreidel once more. This time it fell on hay.
This isn't your night, Herschel said, helping him to half the goblin's gold. One more time. Your luck is bound to improve.
So once again the goblin spun. This time the dreidel landed on gimel.
Oh, too bad, Herschel sighed as he took the rest of the goblin's gold. Would you like me to spin? Yes, the goblin grumbled.
He was very unhappy about losing his gold. Herschel spun the dreidel. This time, the letter Nun was on top.
Oh my, I don't give you anything. I have to keep all the gold. Say, that was fun. Get some more gold and we'll play again. What about the Hanukkah candles? Oh, we'll light them later. There's plenty of time. Not for me, the goblin said. I'm leaving now. I don't like this game. I don't like Hanukkah, and I don't like you. Oh, don't go, Herschel pleaded. I know lots of games. Stay a while. We'll have fun. Goodbye.
The goblin spread his wings, swooped out the door, and flew off into the night. Herschel lit the candles all by himself in peace. On the following nights, other goblins came. One had 6 heads. One had 3 eyes. All were terrible and fierce. They growled and roared and changed themselves into horrible shapes. They tried to stop Herschel from lighting the Hanukkah candles, but Herschel fooled them all. Finally, the 7th night arrived. 8 tiny candles flickered on the windowsill. Herschel sat back to enjoy their light. Where were the goblins? Had they finally given up? Herschel felt very sleepy. His eyes closed. Suddenly, he sat up. He heard a sound, a horrible sound, a voice that sounded like the cracking of bones.
Happy Hanukkah, Herschel of Ostropol. Who is it? Who's there? Don't you know who I am, Herschel? Weren't you expecting the king of the goblins?
And the voice rose to a hurricane roar. It ripped the shingles from the synagogue roof and shuttered the windows. The Hanukkah candles reeled in the savage blast, but they did not go out.
You're too early, Herschel shrieked. You're not supposed to come until tomorrow.
The great wind died down.
Don't worry, Herschel. I'm far away, but I have the power to see you and speak to you. Enjoy this Hanukkah evening, my friend. It will be your last. Tomorrow night, I will come for you. You fooled my slaves, the other goblins. Let's see if you can fool me.
Poor Herschel, what was he to do? The king of the goblins was on his way, and no power on earth could stop him. Unless Herschel had an idea. It was a big chance, but he had to take it. It was the only way to save himself and Hanukkah. Now it was the last night of Hanukkah. Herschel set the candles in the menorah, but instead of placing it on the windowsill, he put the menorah and the box of matches on a small table near the door. Then he sat down to wait. Night fell. It grew dark as pitch inside the gloomy old synagogue. Outside, the whole world lay cold and silent. Suddenly, a great gust ripped the synagogue door right from its hinges. The whole building shook, and a fearsome voice spoke.
Herschel of Ostropol. Did I hear something? It is I, the king of the goblins. Herschel laughed. Don't be silly. You're one of the boys from the village. You're just trying to scare me. I am not a boy. I am the king of the goblins. I'll believe it when I see it. Show yourself to me. Behold, I stand before you. Do you believe me now?
Herschel tried not to look. Even in the darkness, he could see the outline of a monstrous shape filling the doorway, a figure too horrible to describe, but he pretended not to care.
It's too dark. I can't see anything. A candlestick and some matches are by the doorway. Why don't you light a few candles? Then I'll see what you really are. Indeed you shall.
A match flared. The shamus candle caught the flame. Herschel's blood turned to water at the awful sight before him, but he did not lose courage.
Master of the world, he silently prayed. You who created the heavens and the earth and the spirits of the air, stand by me now.
Then he addressed the Goblin King.
I'm sorry, it's still too dark. What are you afraid of? There are plenty of candles. Why not light them all?
A hideous hand took the shamus candle and lit the others one by one. Herschel felt himself growing faint, but he forced himself to look. His eyes grew wider and wider as each candle caught the flame. 6, 7, 8. The king of the goblins stood before him.
Now, Herschel, do you know who I am? I know you're not Queen Esther. Very funny. Enjoy the joke. It will be your last. That's what you think. Be gone, or I'll take a stick to you. How dare you speak to the king of the goblins that way? I'll speak to you any way I please. You have no power. The spell is broken. See, the menorah is lit. You thought those were ordinary candles you were lighting? No, they were not. They were Hanukkah candles, and you lit them yourself.
The king of the goblins roared with fury. The earth trembled and a mighty wind rose up. It ripped off the synagogue roof and blew down the walls. It splintered the great timbers and scattered them like matchsticks. Around the menorah, the whirlwind howled, but the candles never flickered. They burned with clear, steady light. The king of the goblins had no power over them. The spirit of Hanukkah had triumphed. Then the great wind vanished as suddenly as it had arisen. Herschel rubbed his eyes. The night was as still as before, even though the synagogue was gone. Walls, floor, roof, even the foundation stones had vanished. But the menorah remained, standing tall upon the little table where Herschel had placed it. Herschel waited until the last candle had burned out. Then he started down the road, down the hill that led back to the village. I'd better hurry, he thought. I don't want to miss the last night of Hanukkah. But there was no reason for him to worry. In every window there stood a menorah with 9 gleaming candles to light his way. The whole village was waiting for him.
And that's the story of Herschel and the Hanukkah goblins. One of our favorites.
Yep.
Tonight, we celebrate with all of our students who have birthdays in December. If you have a birthday in December, please stand up and wave your hand. Wave your hand so we can see who you are. Wonderful, wonderful. Yom Huledet Sameach. Yom Huledet Sameach. Yom Huledet Sameach. Yom Huledet Sameach.
Happy birthday. Please join now with Eve Decker as she sings Candlelight by the Maccabees. It's number 10 on our song sheets.
I tell a tale, the Maccabees in Israel, when the Greeks tried to sail, but it was all to no avail. Yeah, the war went on and on, till the mighty Greeks were gone. Yeah, I flip my lockers in the air sometime, saying, hey ho, spin the dreidel. Just wanna celebrate for all 8 nights, saying, hey ho, light the candles. We say a Hanisim, oh yeah, for all 8 nights. Then we play dreidel by the candlelight. And I told you once, now I told you twice, about the miracle of the candlelight. They took the field. The rivals thought, are they for real? Those Maccabees, they never yield. They charge ahead with sword and shield. Yeah, the war went on and on, till the mighty Greeks were gone. Yeah, I flip my lockers in the air sometime, saying, hey ho, spin the dreidel. Just wanna celebrate for all 8 nights, saying, hey ho, light the candles. We say my so, oh yeah, for all 8 nights. Then we play dreidel by the candlelight. Now I told you once, now I told you twice, about the miracle of the candlelight. And the great menorah, for 8 days it kept on burning. What a celebration, a great return to Torah learning. 'Cause I can feel it. Nes gadol, hayasham. I flip my lockers in the air sometime, saying, hey ho, spin the dreidel. Just wanna celebrate for all 8 nights, saying, hey ho, light the candles. We say ma'otzor, oh yeah, for all 8 nights. Then we play dreidel by the candlelight. And I told you once, now I told you twice, about the miracle of the candlelight. Woo.
Thank you, Eve, for that wonderful Ruach. Tomorrow morning is our Beit Midrash Hanukkah party, so we hope you will join us on Zoom for this fun-filled event. And every night of Hanukkah, now through the 8th night, you can join Zoe and me for Hanukkah candle lighting here in the sanctuary on either YouTube or Facebook Live. We will sing, offer a different sweet short story of Hanukkah every single night. And you'll even get to see some of the pictures from the books, from the storybooks. And we'll share a lovely, joyful Hanukkah music video just for you. Finally, on Wednesday, December 16th at 5:30 p.m., we join all of the Contra Costa Jewish community in a Build Your Own Menorah contest, which will be featured on Zoom, streamed live. There's still time to submit your contest entries if you want to do this as a Hanukkah family project. I'm honored to be one of the judges, though as much as I'd like to, I can't favor anyone in our community because we won't know who created which menorah. It should be great fun whether you've submitted an entry or not. Plan on joining us. Check the happenings for login information.
And tonight we're going to end our service with a really lively, fun Hanukkah video by David Diggs, who was in Hamilton in the original cast. We hope you enjoy it.
You know what I want to. What you want, what you want, what you want, what you want, what you want. I want a puppy for Hanukkah. Want a puppy, want a puppy, want a puppy, want a puppy, want a puppy. And I'ma get just what I wanted, yep. Gon' get it, gon' get it, gon' get it, gon' get it. I'ma get a puppy for Hanukkah. Get a puppy, get a puppy, get a puppy, get a puppy. Some kids write lists for their Christmas gifts and they send them all off to their Santas. But I don't trip off a list for my gift. I'ma get it cause I got 8 chances. That's right, 8 nights, festival of lights. Go hard for a week with a +1. So y'all keep stressing, be good, learn lessons. But Hanukkah is the best fun. And you can laugh if you want to. But I'ma get a puppy for Hanukkah. Clarinet, no harmonica. When I get a puppy for Hanukkah. Okay, first night, and I'm feeling right. Mama came with a gift wrap box. It don't bark, don't bite, don't cry when I shake it, so I'm pretty sure that it's just socks. But you never know, miracles happen. I tap in and start to rip the paper. Oh, please let it be the puppy that I wanted. I don't wanna wait to. Oh, yep, that's just socks. I'ma get what I wanted to. What you want, what you want, what you want, what you want, what you want. I'ma get a puppy for Hanukkah. I ain't even tripping on it, bruh. Get a puppy for Hanukkah. Oh, yeah. Night 2, what it do? Candles get lit. It's lit. Vodka, sour cream, it's the best. It's lit. Applesauce on the side, I might just hit. Say the bracha first. I don't know, I ain't gonna trip. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lechad leknei shel Hanukkah. That blessing is about, now I've said it. Not sure what it means, but I learned it phonetic. By the way, you got a present for me, is it what I wanted? Pass that shamus, let's get the flame started. Ooh, for me? Oh, well, you shouldn't have. I guess I'll just, Oh, that's a sweater. Did somebody knit this? It's really great. This isn't going how I saw it, huh? It ain't going well, it ain't going well. I really hope I get this puppy for Hanukkah. Get a puppy, get a puppy, get a puppy, get a puppy, get a puppy. It's all I ever really wanted, bro. Yes, all I want. Yes, all I want. Yes, all I want. Just a puppy for Hanukkah. Give me that dog. Lights keep burning and nights just pass. Menorah is now covered up with wax. I thought it would be obvious, I didn't want to ask, but will tonight be the night I get my puppy at last? My feet are warm and my body is cozy. The hats and the mittens and umbrella are totally great. Love it all, I'm the king of style. There's one thing I've been wanting all this while. Wait, is that? Could it be? Oh my gosh! You're everything I ever wanted for. You are what I want. You are what I want. You're my puppy for Hanukkah. I'ma name you Monica. Probably not, that's a weird name for a dog. But it rhymes with Hanukkah. I got my Hanukkah puppy. 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 I got my Hanukkah puppy.
On behalf of our wonderful song leader, Eve, our lovely new education director, Maura Shelby, all of our teachers, our Morim and Morot, we wish you all a Happy Hanukkah!